Hello guys, welcome to another anime talk. Joe is too busy hanging out with his kid as he should be, so I will be taking over today. For those who don't know, I am Aeroblip. I'm usually Joe's sidekick, and I'm taking over. And today we have a special guest, 2DT.
Hi.
And
Two pretenders to the throne, I think.
pretenders, you're the
Yeah.
contender. Anywho,
Yes.
do you have anything to say to our lovely audience before we get started?
Oh, I just hope we have a very lovely show.
All right. It'll be our job to make it lovely. So,
That's true.
let us go to our first topic.
Here we go.
And there we go, yes. So our first topic today is Semi-Infinite Stratos. There's been a lot of...
Yes.
There's been a lot of rumors going on lately that there's going to be a second season of Infinite Stratos. It all started essentially with this photo that I've displayed here, based on what I've recorded from the boards. Someone was walking around Japan, and apparently there was a poster saying that there was supposedly a second season, or something brewing in the works. For those who don't know, Infinite Stratos was an anime that came out in 2011, based on a light novel series that actually got canned midway through. Yeah, it's sad. But what happened is that another another publication actually picked them up. So they had an announcement a couple months ago, I believe in December, saying that they are coming back, and that their first volume, which would be volume 9, would be coming out in April. So there's a lot of speculation of what's going on. Some people think that this is a new season. Others think that this is just a promo for the actual light novel itself. 2DT, I take it you're more familiar with the industry. What do you think's going on?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because anime is such a long process from idea to execution that it's probably an announcement for the light novel. Especially, given the history that you just said.
Yeah. Well, apparently they had a trailer over at Comic Cat 83 talking about, I think the 8th volume or 9th volume should be coming out. And then, in addition to that, they were also re-releasing the old volumes, so volumes 1 through 7, 8. I don't remember. So I was just wondering, if there was a new anime, do you think it'd be the same studio? Because I guess I always thought that a studio was always tied to whoever publication firm, or I guess whoever holds the license to such.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that something's been handled by a different studio. So, gosh, who knows? I'm looking forward to more, though. I haven't seen the first season. I really want to.
Oh, the first season, it's something.
All I know are the NTR Ero Dojinshi of Hoki, I think the character's name is.
Yes.
And Charlotte.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the Ero's so good. So I kind of want to watch the show.
Well, I actually really did like the character designs of the first show. So regardless of who's picking it up, as long as I get to see more of Charlotte, I think that's the best thing that can ever happen.
Hanakana.
She's lovely. Quite lovely.
Oh, yes.
All right. So next topic, shall we?
Yes.
So over our friends at Big Globe, well, more like Unrequited Love, they released a poll of about 10,000 voters saying, who do you think would be the next breakout seiyuu of 2013? Let's see. So here we have our list. Number 1, topping all others, is Akasaki Chinatsu, who, if you don't recognize her voice, she's Chiwa from Orishura. And then going down the list, you have Uchi Maya, who did Rika from Chunibyo, and then you have Seto Asami, who did Konatsu of Tari Tari. So, do you have any personal favorites based on this list right here?
Oh, personal favorite. Well, first, I really have to say that, number 1, most importantly, she voiced Yasuna in Kill Me Baby.
Oh.
Which is important. Hi, Bitmap, love you. Let's see. Gosh, what's a good metric of perhaps future fame is voice actresses who appear on Idolmaster. And well, the thing is, okay, so Uchida Maya, Uchida Maya, Hayami Saori, and I think one more, I can't remember who. They're voicing the Cinderella girls.
Oh yes, Hayami Saori is actually my favorite.
Yeah.
Quick note. For all the Cinderella girls, I'm pretty sure they're all popular seiyus. I don't remember their names off the top of my head, but I do believe album 14. There's a very mature woman who sings that one, and apparently that one is actually Saber. So the voice actress who plays Saber.
Ayako Kawasumi. Wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
Toyama Nao. I know she was on. She's one of the new Cinderella girls. Again, when I say new, I mean volumes 11 through 15. Don't ask me how I remember these things. I just do. Yeah, she does a voice. Yes, who she's also plays Kanin for the world God only knows. But yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's really interesting when you mention Idolmaster because I always saw the opposite. Is that those who voiced the original girls, except for Rei Kugamiya, those who voiced the original girls are the ones that are actually getting more roles. If you notice, the girl who plays Amamiya Haruka, which is voiced by Nakamura Eriko, she was the main girl in Koi Choko. And then, of course, you have one of my personal favorites, Imaya Sami, who voiced Chihaya. She was actually Christina from Science Gate.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not much a fan of her.
Oh,
Sorry, Swords at Dawn. Yeah, we're gonna kill each other. I'm sorry.
I don't know. As long as we recognize that Kotori is the best girl, that's all that matters.
Fair enough.
All right. But yeah, but there's one. I guess it kind of intrigues me that going from 1 through 10, I would say that number 2 is probably the most likely one.
I know, right? Yeah, totally.
So for those who didn't catch her voice, if you watched Sanka Rhea last year, she was actually Sanka.
Yes. And she's one of the most popular. She's Kanzaki Ranko. She's like the Chunibo type idol. So it's I'm afraid she's gonna get typecast a little bit, but
we'll see.
We'll see.
I hope they don't. I really don't like the typecasting because that's what actually brings Hanakana down on my list. Is that when she has to play the ditzy one? I'm not a big fan of that one. All right.
Wait. So your favorite is Uchida Maya?
Well, that's not my favorite. That's the one who I think would actually be most likely to want to have a breakout this year, just based on what she's done in the past years. She's like setting herself up to be like the next breakout hit, I guess. My personal favorite, I guess, out of all of these would probably have to be Hayami Saori. Just because I'm still in love with Koikaze. The song.
not the anime.
No.
Make that clear.
Yeah. So if you guys go on YouTube, do a YouTube search of Koikaze, you'll hear a lovely rendition from Hayami Saori. It'll bring you to tears. It sounds beautiful. Actually, that's the same song that I introduced you, or that I gave to you on Twitter the other day as well.
I remember. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Next topic, shall we?
Next.
Okay. So what we have here is a promotion for My Little Pony.
Lovely.
So apparently they started releasing the voice cast for this show, and 2 big names is Miyuki Sawashiro and Kato. I'm actually blanking out on her first name.
Emily.
Thank you. Emily Kato Emily. And well, apparently rumors are that they'll also be singing the opening as well. So with these 2 big these 2 stars, would that convince you to watch My Little Pony?
Oh man, I did a little bit of research and I found out that Miyuki Sawashiro is going to be playing Twilight Sparkle, and that is interesting.
I don't know what that means.
Come on, it's a main girl. Everybody. Oh, okay. Well, it's a little. It's interesting. I kind of want to see how, because I mean, you hear about this kind of dubbing culture, but you don't really get to see it, and so I think that this is the first time we're going to get a high profile, Japanese dub.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Yay! I'm not going to watch it though, but I'm just excited to see how people say it.
Oh yeah, people are so afraid that there's going to be like this kind of cross-pollinated, giga-brony otaku kind of thing coming on.
That would be terrible. It's like the worst of both worlds.
I think it was Mike BR on Twitter. He mentioned that our equivalent to My Little Pony right now is Precure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You think it makes sense, but you'll draw blood for that one.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, it's not that I'm hating on it because it's one of these cartoons. Because don't get me wrong, like I love these kind of cartoons. Adventure Time, that show is really dumb, but I love it. I guess it's the culture behind these people or behind these shows. You know, that's what makes me nervous. But then again, I'm an anime fan, so that's kind of being a hypocrite.
Oh, Gias just mentioned Uchida Maya also did. Have you been watching? I guess how do you say it? Gujabu?
JGB.
Yeah. She voices Mao, the really popular one.
See, I watched the first
Breakout.
episode.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I saw the first episode, and I thought it was okay. I don't know. Apparently it got better, so maybe that's one of those things I should pick up. But yeah, there's actually a big cast on this. Man, it gets better and better. All right, moving on.
All right, moving on.
All right, so up next, we have our weekly Blu-ray sales. So thanks to the guys over at Anime News Network and Oricon, here's a lovely list of what's been selling over the past week. As you can see, K Volume 6 and Volume 7 both came out at the same time, and they've essentially been on fire. Yeah, doing a great job.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Ken?
Yes, I did enjoy it.
It was so good. I loved it.
I don't know why. It reminds me of Lost.
Lost? Well, I've never seen Lost.
Oh, really? Sawyer. Oh, dude. I haven't finished Lost, but like, I'm not sure if you caught on like with the first season. I think I dropped off by the third season. But the first season, they land on an island, and random things happen, right? You got the polar bear, you got the smoke monster. That's what I felt like with Kate. It's just that there was this giant mystery going on, and things were happening left and right, and then it would just be all explained, like in the very end, because of like some overlying conspiracy or something like that.
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a second season, so there's still a lot more to go on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Now, quick note, Mr. Flawfinder, hi there, buddy. He says that K is the best anime on this list. I will tell him no, because Nekomonogatari Black is on this list.
True. I haven't seen it, but I know you love it.
Oh, yes, I do. It's not as good as Bake, but nothing will be ever as good as Bake. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I just want to point out though, if you look at those sales figures though, so Nekomonogatari, in 2 weeks essentially, it was able to bring out 45,000 units. Whereas Okami Kodomo no Ame to Yuki, so Wolf Children, if you guys don't know, that only raked in 35,000. So,
and that was a theatrical release too.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, the only thing that may skew this is the fact that I'm pretty sure there was a lot of DVD sales, which I couldn't find with Wolf Children, but there was. But as far as Blu-ray goes, it did a great job considering how it came out at the same time as Neko. It's just, is Neko really that popular?
Or, I mean, if you think about, I mean, if it's strictly BD sales, then otaku are the ones who are going to care about that, and they're going to buy more of their otaku show in Blu-ray.
That's true. That is true. But hey, I mean, I'm just happy that that's outselling Sword Art Online.
Oh, are you a hater too?
No, because I say this every single week. Sword Art Online may not be the best show, but if it keeps A1 Studios afloat, then it's all okay with me.
Fair enough.
If I have to go through 5 Sword Art Onlines to get 1 Idolmaster, I'm totally okay with that. By the way, I love Idolmaster.
I have no idea.
Yeah. It's just a small series. Never really heard of it.
All right.
All right. So our next topic, which is our special topic of the week.
Oh.
Girls Who Panzer episode 11 finally came out.
Hallelujah.
And everyone rejoiced. So 2DT, tell me right now, how amazing was this episode?
You know, I was afraid for the first 5 or 10 minutes. I was like, oh man, what if it doesn't live up to the weeks of waiting that we had? But then it was like, oh my god, this is so amazing, and I actually cried. I won't tell you what part because you probably cried at the same time.
No, tell me what part.
When she's struggling with what to do, and then they're like, just do what feels right to you, and then like she gets out there and she just starts jumping, and I was like, oh, this is so beautiful.
It's friendship at its finest.
It was so good. Yeah.
See, say what you want, but I was actually in this for the tank battle, and by golly, I was quite surprised. Like, this show continues to amaze me with its action, and that it's not very, it's not very, elaborate, I guess. Like, it's not very showy. Like, I mean, sure, you have the tanks driving and they're kicking up dust, but there's not that many explosions, really, and you expect, like, the speed lines and the fast movements, and I just like the fact that it was done really well as far as the direction go and the camera angles, where they give you just enough to, like, show you they zoom in just enough to show you how powerful these tanks are. But at the same time, they zoom it out far enough so that you can actually see the entire battle. You can actually know what's going on. You know reference points, like, where Tank A relative to Tank B, relative to Tank C. It's just amazing choreography. And I think that even with the CG, like, a lot of people hate on the CG, this show does CG really well. And I think, like, this, like, a lot of shows who want to do action, quote-unquote action, they should try to follow what Girls in Panzer does. Like, this is a textbook example of how well you can do a battle scene. Like, sure, it may not have the prettiest explosions, it may not have the biggest booms, but at the same time, it's very cohesive, and it's just filled with tension throughout.
Because the strategy, the sense of space is just very complete.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, I heard that the Japanese Wikipedia, like the number of searches for the mouse tank, for that the date that the episode aired, it like shot up to like 800 times more than usual.
Yeah. Oh, oops, sorry, my bad. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Like, I'm really surprised by like how historically accurate this show can be. It's like I was really expecting that with Upote, and for the most part, Upote was accurate. They had the rifles, their little quirks and tidbits. They were displayed, but I didn't get that sense that I get with Girls in Panzer, because it's just an amazing show.
So at the same time, there is that well, I mean, like, Girls in Panzer is basically the Mighty Ducks too. You know what I mean? Like, there's this like scrappy Japanese team, and they're going up against these stereotypes of other countries. The Americans who drink cola, and those the one that they skipped, the Italian school.
Yeah.
The only characters that are named Anchovy and Carpaccio. It's like, oh well, so it's not perfect, but
yeah,
still it's really good.
It's a great show.
Now.
Actually, I don't know why. Just quick side. I love it how you mentioned the Mighty Ducks, and I have the V function.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
I mean, the flying V is reversed, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah. So, episode 12. Do you think they'll win?
Oh man. Gosh. I think they will.
Really?
Yeah, because I understand that, like, in terms of the story, God, I'm making all these hand motions and nobody can see them, but in terms of the story, the trauma, the wound that the main character has gone through has been healed, because, like, it's been shown that her way of doing things is actually okay, that it's okay to care about other people.
Yeah.
But I feel like it wouldn't be as satisfying if they didn't win by by a hair, but they would win.
Yeah. You see, I'm actually on the camp that I hope they don't win, just so that, do you remember the British battle?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And it's something like that, where she shows that, through the grit of her teeth and through her philosophy, that she can overcome essentially almost every single situation. But it's just maybe, I mean, come on now. She's outnumbered, she's outclassed, like, everything is riding against her. And I feel like it would be kind of, I get the sense it would be a cheap, like, shonen trick, like, kind of what they do in, like, those action shows like Naruto, almost like a Desu Ex Machina. Like, if she was able to overcome all this. Like, yes, they do show strategy, but at the same time, like, in the back of my mind, if I know that she's going to win, then it doesn't really build up the tension.
it's like oh gosh, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh well.
Oh.
Um, oh, the scene with the history girls, the history otaku, and they say, this is just like what was it, the Greeks against the Ottomans or something like that.
Something
I was
like
like,
that, yeah.
I was like, well, maybe that's a hint. Maybe they can win.
Yeah. Well, I guess wasn't that about the siege, and then this is more about inside, I guess, more urban warfare, if anything.
Oh, right. You're right. Yeah. So who knows what's gonna happen?
Also, I just want to throw this out there. I thought it was pretty funny how when they were showing like the Japanese, so to speak, on top of the hill, I was totally getting like Iwo Jima vibes and how they were just raining shells down on the incoming invaders.
I did not catch that. My gosh.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like just more Japanese supremacy, I guess. Overcoming all the odds, but they still managed to hold the line on top of that mountain.
Oh, somebody named Kellogg's Q Heels just said they only have to defeat one tank.
That is true.
And that was kind of the brilliance of ending episode 11. Actually, like it's like the tank, and it blows them away like little toys. And I was just like, oh god, what are they gonna do?
Well, I think the thing is that I'm pretty sure that is not the flag tank though.
Yeah.
So that's key.
Oh, good point.
Because I have a feeling that it's either Miho's sister or the new vice commander. One of those is in the actual flag tank, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So if it comes down to like a sister on sister action, that would actually be really intense. Ooh,
Gosh.
speculations, I love it. But yes, Girls in Panzer 11.
Oh, I'm looking forward to next week.
Yes, episode 12 will be amazing. I hope it'll be amazing. And if you have not seen this series, one, I'm sorry for the spoilers, but that's your own damn fault. And two, pick up the show already. Gosh. All right.
Seriously.
So, next topic, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about the preview season now.
Oh, here we go.
This is what I kind of highlighted earlier, a little bit of foreshadowing. So you brought up these two shows to me, Suisei no Gargantua. Let's talk about that one first. So,
Sure. So it seems to be an anime original, and the big selling points for me. Well, okay, like it's a sci-fi story, and like I don't know, it's very interesting to me when anime goes to this classic kind of fantasy sci-fi pool that it originally kind of sprang from. So, but more to the point, what I like about it is the character designs are by this famous ero mangaka named Hanaharu Narako. Do you know her?
no, I didn't.
Okay. She or he did this really good porn series called Pretty Cat Nene. It's really good. No, yeah, and it's an example of an ero mangaka who crossed over actually, because she did the character designs, I think, for Kamichu, if you remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's nice to see Naruko's style kind of in this sci-fi action milieu. And the second thing that's really interesting about the show is it's Urupuchi again.
Yes.
yeah, the butcher's back.
Yeah.
And so if you hear the story is about this pilot in this like culture of war who crash lands on Earth in the far future, and it's like this, it's like Waterworld, but it's like very peaceful, and he's not used to it. What's he gonna do? They're like, the war is gonna come to them, and it's gonna become horrible, and I'm just waiting.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Now, see, what has me intrigued is that it's actually what you just said. It's Butch again, and what I like about him is that it's not necessarily his grim, dark setting that like pleases me. I mean, granted, Madoka, Fate Zero, Psychopaths, they did all have that kind of feel to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The show is way too colorful to have that grim, dark. But I like the way he was able to build and create a universe. But like, if you look at Madoka, if you look at Fate Zero, and you look at Psychopaths, he has some really nifty ideas, and all of them that convey a certain theme. And I just like the way that he's able to essentially take what he had from words and display it on a screen. So again, I don't know, like when you say he's a writer, I'm assuming he also does like the screenplay. So I'm guessing he has this picture in his mind of where he has something brilliant he wants to show us. Like, and it's like this is like a step in a very unique direction where he's still continuing that very fantastical setting, but it doesn't have that grimdark feel. And I think that is very, very refreshing.
That's true. Actually, I think this reminds me. Like when you think of script writers for anime, like the two names that come up now are the Butcher and Mari Okada.
Oh yes.
And so it's very interesting how she kind of departed from her usual oeuvre by doing Zetsu no Tempest, which is so good.
Yes.
And this season, now Gen is going to depart, and it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Now, as far as other shows, oh, by the way, song is one of the theme openings is sung by Cho-Cho, which I absolutely love her voice.
What else did she do?
Let's see, if I remember correctly. Oh, jeez, give me a second. It's on the tip of my tongue. I swear it's on the tip of my tongue. Girls in Panzer opening.
Oh.
Yes. She also does. She also does the opening for Hyoga, the first one. Kami-sama no Memochao. I'm not sure if you remember that one.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah. And Mashiro Aero Symphony.
I didn't watch that at all.
Oh, that show was so twisty.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna make a note of that.
But she like Yanagi Nagi. Like they're essentially the ones who like started doing a lot of videos on Nico Nico, and then eventually just got picked up because of, I guess, they got scouted essentially.
Yeah. Oh, I love Nagi so much.
I do too.
Yeah.
That Bakemonogatari ED. Man, that's.
Oh, that's like my favorite song.
Yes, it is.
Still gives me tears sometimes. Just
So yeah, Cho-Cho. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. I'm pretty sure it means butterfly. But yes, relatively new breakout artist. Everyone should check her out. I think she does a great job. So let's move on to the other show that you also wanted to talk about as well, which is
Railgun.
Yay! I'm waving my arms, but no one can see it.
Oh, Railgun. Oh, hello, my friends again. I'm so glad to see you. Oh no, I'm just. What is there not to look forward to? I mean,
it's. I don't know. Like, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the first season was all original content, right? That was just a new story, like essentially building up on the world of Academy City.
Actually, so the first half of the first season of Railgun was based on manga content. And then the what you might call the second season with like the Mad Doctor and all that stuff, that was anime original as far as I understand. Okay. And that makes sense because it was actually like as much as I loved the show, the second half it was a little slow.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
They had the bigger fights, but at the same time, the plot kind of dragged on a little bit.
Exactly, and the thing about Railgun S is that it's going to be. Losing my words because I'm so excited. It's going to be based again on manga content, so yes. I think that it'll be tighter, it'll be cleaner, it'll be a very enjoyable watch.
It will be focused. I mean the boards are speculating that it will start with the sisters arc, which I wonder if they're going to bring back all the other Misakis as well.
Oh, that would be great. I'd love that.
That would be so much fun. All 10,000 of them just coming back. But yes. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of strange because like I remember when this show first came out. This was when JC Staff was like at its prime essentially. And then it's kind of gone up and down. Some people say that it's had its bad times. I think it's back on the up again. So I'm really excited to see what they can do with this. And I love Academy City. It's a great world.
It's a great setting. Yeah. I love it.
All right. So, anything else?
Moving on. I'm just so excited. Next season's gonna be great.
Yeah. And Flipside will be singing again.
Yes. I love it.
All right. Yeah, so moving on. So these are the two shows that I'm mentioning because I'm me. And if you guys remember last time, I mentioned Photokano, which I kind of wish I saved for this week because I think 2DT would get a kick out of it. Photokano by Madhouse. You should check that out. It's 2DT.
Sure.
But so these two shows here. The first one we were talking about is Haraku Maou-sama. So apparently the story is about a devil king who was beaten and then gets banished into essentially modern Japan, where instead of conquering the world, he is now settling down and living as a freeder. Which is a very interesting premise, and what makes this show even more intriguing is the fact that this is done by Studio White Fox, who are notoriously and infamously known for Steins Gate, Katana Gatari, and Jormungand recently. So you come up with those like shows, I'd say more directed towards the, 18 to 30 demographic, and then you have this show.
And it seems kind of silly, right?
Yes, I have a feeling it's a comedy. I hope it's a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm not really sure what to think about it.
On the other, White Fox, they have not many shows under their belt.
That is true.
So maybe this is a season of departures, I think, from the norm.
Yeah. Or either that or this could be that, hey, our last business model isn't working as well. Maybe we should mix it up a bit until we find some great source material.
Could be.
Yeah. Who knows?
Definitely going to give it a chance.
You got to give everything a chance. So, it's based on a novel, not a light novel, a novel. So, this, I feel like I have to clarify that.
That's an important distinction, yeah.
Yes, it is. And the cast is there. So, the main girl, I'm assuming she's the main girl just because she's front and center looking so delicious. She is voiced by Hisa Yoko. Or Hika. I'm sorry. Yoko.
Hikasa Yoko. Really?
Yes. So for those who don't know, she did Erica from Campione, which I totally gobbled up last year. Don't explain why. I just did. High School DxD. She was the main girl there. Pokey from Infinite Stratos. And here's the one that everyone knows. Mio from K-On! So she can diversify herself, and so that's part of the reason why I'm excited for this show.
As long as she doesn't sing, I don't really like her singing voice.
Maybe the character song. Does that look like a character that would be singing?
Well, you'd be surprised. Steins Gate had character songs.
Well, there's a difference between having character songs and having insert songs.
True.
Yes. I don't remember any insert songs in Steins Gate. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The character song for Christina, you might not like it because it's essentially sung by Chihaya. So, but if you're a fan of Chihaya, you should check that song out. And
I liked it. Okay, it's true.
Yeah. Okay. And so, and the other show that I'm also going to highlight this week is Yahare Ore no Seishun Love Kamwa Machi Gateru. I'm sorry, I butchered it.
That's okay.
But no, I'm not really sorry. I just like to say it. So this one here is a romantic comedy, essentially about an antisocial boy, and he's got to just, he's just being his otaku self, and then he magically has, a hot girl and the Genki girl fall into his lap, and then I'm assuming nonsense happens. But you know what? The reason why I point out these shows is because they're really good ones to just turn your brain off and just relax. So yes, I'm showing that I have a very unusual taste considering how the last three shows I've highlighted were Photokano, Maou-sama, and now this. But I can say is that based on the looks of this, it just looks like a very fun show. Again, you have the voice cast there. You have Yanagi Nagi. There we go. She sings the theme song.
Oh, okay. I'm going to watch this one.
Yeah, exactly. And it's by Brainspace. And so, Brainspace, a lot of people think that, they're essentially done. They're not good
They're
anymore.
interesting.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It's unusual, and, I think they're a studio that likes to take risks, but manageable risks. So, they picked up Spice and Wolf Season 2, right? And then they did something like Mawaru Penguin Drum. And then they also did Sengoku Collection of last year, which if you read Deus Ex Machina, I consider that one of the most underrated shows of 2012. So yeah, they definitely have a lot of shows to cover, and so if you pull certain staff members and put them on certain shows, it could work. It could work.
Edo-chan just said, I feel like Station Love is just Haganai but more cynical. That's exactly what I was thinking right now.
I was getting those vibes too.
Yeah, that is Haganai with, yeah.
I would actually be okay with that. Because, ever since, I just watched the latest episode of Hakanai. Spoilers, come back 30 seconds. I just watched the latest episode of Hakanai, and I'm not very pleased with the main character.
Oh. Why not?
I'm not sure if you watch it, but...
I don't, but I don't mind being spoiled.
Okay, so apparently, how most anime shows, the main character is dense?
Mm-hmm.
He plays that. He acts like he's dense. He just ignores things because...
Oh, wow.
Dense. Yeah. So when girls mutter something, or, when they say something about him, he just oh, what did you say? I didn't catch that.
Doo-doo-doo.
I don't know. I don't like
That's terrible.
I don't like passive-aggressive people, and... I don't know, if this is like Hakanai, but a better protagonist, that's cool.
Well, I mean, the title translates as as I thought, my youthful love story is completely wrong or something. So it's a deconstruction. Ooh.
Please don't say that. Please don't say that.
Deconstruction.
You are ruining all my fun. Don't say that.
I'm just doing that to make people mad. It's okay.
You love it when I'm mad. So yeah, these are 2 more shows. So yeah, all in all, I think we have a very loaded season next year. Don't we?
I am so looking forward to it. I mean, there are shows that we haven't covered that I'm sure you might cover in future shows.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Also, here's my plug. If you go over to Desu Ex Machina and you check out my podcast, Friday Anime Podcast, me, Kivo, Min, who's in here in the audience today. Thank you, Min, for coming. We actually do a more descriptive preview of all these shows. We essentially cover, I'd say, about a good 85% of the shows. So you know what? Pop on by. Just take a listen to the podcast.
Sounds pretty good to me.
You get more of me, which I'm not sure if it's a good thing, but you get more of me.
Oh, it's a wonderful thing.
That's not what Kivo says.
Oh my God, you sound so sad.
Oh no, I'm happy.
Oh, okay.
You'll never... Come on, you met me in real life. There's no way I could ever be sad.
That's true. You're a very happy guy.
I am the Genki boy. All right. Enough of this. So...
Yes.
Let us move on to our game of the week, shall we?
Yes.
And so, before I switch slides, this game of the week is a new one. Well, it's a modified one. Is what I like to call What I Miss. Where, if you remember a few weeks back, we had Bakuraptor on the show. And essentially, he wasn't following the he wasn't following this fall season, fall 2012. And so it was my and Joe's job of trying to convince him of watching 5 shows. And so this game is a slight modification in which 2DT will tell me some shows and try to convince me to watch them, and I will do the same thing for him as well. So,
yes.
2DT, I do not have a watch. I left my watch in the other room. That makes me sad. Anywho, so you'll get 30 seconds in my mind. All right. So let's start with the first show, shall we? This first show is Tomako Market. So now you have 30 seconds. Let's do the honor system, shall we?
Sure.
30 seconds. Summarize the show and convince me why I should watch it. Go.
Okay, so Tamako Market is about the daily life in a shotengai, a shopping district in Japan, and it's got a little bit of magical realism. But the point is, I think what you'd really like it. So, Ero, I know that you like Idolmaster, and I know that you like Kotori. And Kotori she's kind of likable because she's kind of a background character, she gets a front and center episode, yeah, but you kind of get to root for the underdog. The thing about Tamako Market is that they're all underdogs, every single one of them, except for Tamako, who is boring. So, I mean, I use this picture of Kanna because she's one of my favorites, and she's kind of there, and every time she's there, it's golden. It's golden. It's what makes a show worth watching for me, and I think that'll be that for you too. You'll find your character, and you will love it every time she appears, and it is a she. Oh, Yes.
I give you extra time. That's okay. So you're telling me the show's all about the characters. I'm going to be kind of a jerk here.
Uh-oh.
So I've already seen most, or quote unquote, most of the show. I essentially went up to episode 5. And I understand what you're talking about, like, you know, you have these characters and they're very colorful, and it's a very colorful cast, which I agree with you completely. The only problem with it was that there was no direction in the show. So if you want to do our parallel that you mentioned with Idolmaster, is that Idolmaster, yes, like you did eventually learn about all these different idols and exactly the dreams and aspirations and all that kind of stuff, but there was some kind of progressing plot along through it, sort of. Tamako Market didn't have that, and that was actually bugging me, and that kind of lost my interest. So I guess this is more of a question. Does it correct that?
As of the latest episode or two, I would say yes.
Okay. Because to be perfectly honest, like when I saw the first episode, I was immediately thinking, oh hey, we have a fantasy element, not oh hey, here's Moe characters. So, I mean, I was afraid that me dropping Tamako Market was the same reason why I never got on the K-On! Wagon, is because sure you have cute characters doing cute things, but if there's no overarching story, then it kind of brings a damper on things.
Fair enough.
But you told me that they fix it. And so,
They do, well, like, things that didn't seem important become important.
okay, great. That's great to hear. So, I may not be watching it along with everyone else, but you've convinced me enough to pick it up again.
Oh.
So you get a point.
Hooray. Oh, well, we're collecting points.
Well, it's like Whose Line Is It Anyway, where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next show.
Yes.
So your second show is Shinsekai Yori.
Yes.
So I'll give you 30 seconds, and then you give me the rundown as to why I should watch this show. And go.
Okay, so I know that you've watched part of it, and I think you've watched it. So, oh my God, I'm getting lost already.
Up to episode 11.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So the show occurs in 3 distinct arcs, and so you've already gotten past the arc where they're children, and you're in the arc where they're teenagers, and then there's a third arc that's coming up where they're fully grown adults, and things basically just shit hits the fan, and it gets very intense. And unfortunately, it is one of those cases where they say, oh, you have to watch 29,000 episodes, and it's going to get so good, but it does get so good. So that's my pitch.
Yeah. I don't know. I find it kind of amusing how you said, oh, you have to go through 29-something episodes before it gets good. And immediately, the first thing I thought was, crap, it's Space Bros all over again. But
I dropped that, actually.
Oh, God, Space Bros, it was brilliant. Then it kind of meandered. And then it went brilliant again. And then I kind of stopped watching it because I feel like Kibo convinced me that it's one of those shows that you're probably just better off like marathoning in sections as opposed to watching out each episode a week. Yeah, I know, the aerospace guy can't even follow the one that's actually about aerospace. Shame. But, yes.
It's the same kind of thing where Shinsekai Yori, it's good, it drags, then it's good.
Okay. See, the funny thing is how you, like, I don't know, it's not like we planned this or anything, but the reason why I actually dropped Shinsekai Yori was because it did the exact opposite of Tamako Market, which is that there's a lot of things happening, and, stuff's going on, important stuff, big stuff. Characters go away. but the problem is that I actually couldn't relate to the characters at all. Where, like, stuff would happen, and I would just be like, okay. Like, I know how that one guy and his pit bull die because, some Uber stuff happens. But the problem is that I was thinking to myself, okay, but I don't really know him, and I really don't care about him, and, there was no, this stuff happens, but I have no interest in following this stuff. Almost like, there was Saki, of course, because, since you always focused on her, you kind of understand, her trials and tribulations, you understand her motivations, you can empathize with her. But as far as the rest of the cast, I just could not relate with them.
Not even Maria?
I know, like I wanted to. I really wanted to, but I just couldn't. So, like, does it? Like, you say that the show drags on, but can I, or does it make me care about the characters eventually? Does it provide more backstory behind the characters? Is there more character development?
I would say so, but I think that the reason for you to be drawn in might change.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah, just it's more of a ooh, what a twist kind of thing.
Okay, so let me rephrase this then. So a lot of I know a couple of people have actually been making the parallels to Madoka, where the characters aren't necessarily the most relatable ones. They're pretty flat, and some people say, but it's the fact that like they did character development through the actions, where they did character development through plot twists. Does Shinsekai Yori do that, or does it avoid it and actually provide proper character development?
Oh, well, that's an interesting comparison, and
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
you'll have to see for yourself. There, that's your reason to see it.
Okay. You know, I guess I'll pick this one too. So, 2DT, you are 2 for 2.
I got 1,000,000 points.
Yay! Lightning round. No, I'm kidding. All right, so now it'll be my turn.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So the two shows I picked are Chihaya Furu and Mondaiji. I'm pretty sure everyone in the audience knew this was going to happen. So give me 30 seconds. I don't have a watch, but you can be as strict as you want.
Sure.
And I will try to convince you to watch Chihaya Furu Season 2. So technically we're supposed to pick currently airing shows, but I'm going to cheat here. So
Oh, that's
3,
okay.
2, 1. Chihaya Furu is essentially about this energetic Genki girl that you see in the middle here in that picture, named Chihaya, and essentially about her friendship with Aruta and Taichi, her two friends that go all the way back from childhood. And essentially the story progresses as essentially Taichi and Chihaya form a karuta, a club karuta, where they do competitive karuta. I don't know why I'm repeating the word karuta. But the idea is that as they pick up more members and as they go through the tournaments and stuff, it actually becomes more of a sports drama where you see their emotions, you see their actions all reflected through this game of karuta. And you can see how everybody, literally everybody, changes their mindset on these characters and on the world because of the game karuta.
Because of Karuta.
It's the love of karuta that essentially unites all the characters. And it's
This-
that same love that actually creates this drama.
Okay, who's your favorite character?
Taichi.
Why?
So I won't go into. I'll try to avoid spoilers, but so this show is what I like is because it actually does proper character development. When that, I mean, yes, like the events, so to speak, are the actual cards and competitions, but there's a lot of things that happen in between that cause these characters to change, not only on their outlook on life, but on their outlook on themselves. And Taichi is, I'm going to get a little personal here, but he's kind of like the man in the mirror, where the guy who tries really hard, but just cannot reach that next step. Like he puts in a lot of effort. People say like, oh yeah, he's good looking, or oh yeah, he's so tall, or yeah, he's so smart. But like, there's this one thing what he knows he's not good at, and he works to better himself through it, and he just cannot reach that next goal. Also, there's kind of a love triangle, but that's another story.
I like love triangles. Okay, I'll pick this one up.
Yes.
How many episodes is it right now?
So, this is the tricky part. Chihaya Furu Season 1 aired last year with 26 episodes. Chihaya Furu 2 is currently airing now. So, I've kind of tried to convince Joe to pick this up, and I'll convince you to, try to convince you of, just go at your own pace. Like, this show is an awesome sports drama, and I love it because it's an awesome sports drama. So I'm able to actually anticipate this every single week. But go at your own pace, and essentially the way these characters love karuta, that's how much you'll fall in love with this show.
All right, I'll do it.
Also, just going to throw this out there, I voted it as best show of 2012. And so did the
Well,
voters.
if you voted it.
And so did the voters who voted in the anime power rankings over at Desu Ex Machina. Sorry about the plug.
Run by you.
I do both blogs. I share the love. So yes, great show, great show.
Okay. Next up.
Oh, Mondaiji. Okay.
This one, I'm really curious. I only see references to it on Twitter, so.
Oh, whoops. Hold on. Come on. I accidentally. Okay, I got this. All right. So, all right, we got this. All right. I just had to make sure everything's working right. You ready on the timer?
Well, I'm just catching up on I Love in Public. Oh, 25 episodes. Okay, thank you.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes. Sarah's Neptune said it's 25 episodes. Thank you for the correction. Slash points out, but the problem with the show is that the romance is so backseat, it frustrated the drama fan in me so much. I think it's great.
That's a mark instant. What am I going to do?
Well,
I'm just kidding. Okay.
You already said you were going to watch
Next.
it.
Yeah, no take backsies, I'm afraid, yeah.
All right. So, Mondaiji. All right. 3, 2, 1. Mondaiji is a very fun show. It's all about the fun. It's all about the action, the colors. It's very beautiful. And essentially, it's about these 3 kids, the one without the bunny ears, where they get teleported to this magical world where everything is dictated by games. So you have these city-states, communities as they call them, that essentially play games, whether they gamble money, fame, people, etc., through different sporting events or even just through card play themselves. Essentially, if you can bet it on it, then it works. And it's about these 3 people who are trying to build up a fallen community, working with Kurosaki, that one you see there. Best thing about her, she's got this nice accent and her nice legs. She's very tall. She's got nice slender legs. It's the legs. And then when she transforms, you get to see her legs. Oh yeah, and so Tomi Arai, she's in that show.
Oh, as Bunny?
No, not as the bunny, but she is a very important side character. Like you'd see her in about 7 of the 10 episodes.
Interesting.
And it's short too, so there's 10 episodes.
And these legs.
And those legs.
You know, you've got my weakness because I'm just a terrible pervert. So now, like you chose the image with no legs. So I'm like, oh, now I have to see it.
And, yeah, well, not only that, yes, there's a bunch of T's, but also look at the other 2 characters. Like this show has some really good character design.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about the guy with the headphones though.
He's overpowered. But he's overpowered in a good way. I like him. I just like all these characters. I can fall in love with the show. This is one of those where you just have a great time watching it. And those legs.
I will watch for the legs. You convince me.
Yes. So there you have it. We have 4 good shows here, as brought to you by 2DT and myself. If you have not picked up on any of these 4 shows, I suggest that you do that right now, or whenever the season ends, or whenever you have free time, or when you want to look at legs. Just watch these shows.
Indeed.
And so this brings us to our finale. So 2DT, we've actually been here for almost an hour. I'm not sure if you caught that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And so, do you have any final thoughts before we close the show?
Well, I think I really think that over the last couple of years, we've developed quite a community, and I don't know what to say except that I really like being here. I really like being with everyone, and I hope we all love each other because I love you all very much. Yes.
No, actually, that was a Mondaiji reference. Yes.
Oh, never mind. You're perfect.
Actually, to back up on your point, I just want to throw this out there. We live in a very electronic age, right? The way we communicate with each other, it's through Skype, it's through Twitter. It's bringing us together. But at the same time, I think all of you should take that extra step and actually go out and meet these people in real life. I've mentioned before, I've met, men in real life. We got together in Boston. I've met 2DT before in real life. We've gotten together. We've all gotten together. We ate at Coriana's. It was a magnificent restaurant.
That's true, and we met some too, who is such a cutie.
Oh, he is. But I just want to point this out is that, I mean, yes, you can make these friendships, and I would actually consider these as friendships. You can make these friendships over here on the line, in this interwebs. But I encourage every single one of you to go out of your way, and if you realize that, oh, hey, are you going to this convention? Oh, I'll join you there. Or maybe, hey, I have a layover in this town. Shall we, get a cup of tea or something? You guys should do that. I mean, for some people, you probably prefer doing it in a public space. I'm not saying you go to somebody's house, but like meet these people. We're all people. We're all brought together by anime, so you kind of have an idea of who we are and what we're about. And so, considering how vocal we all are, you can essentially get an idea of someone's personality, but you don't get the human side of them. Not all of it. Not everyone is very as charismatic or outgoing as I am. At least that's why I portray myself to be. So,
Indeed.
yes, everyone take that extra step and go out there. And also, finally, I would like to thank you, TDT, for coming onto the show. You've been a great help over this past week, actually helping me put the show together. And you know what? I hope that you come on our show more often. Whether it's this one or Fabcast, I just love working with you.
This Fabcast does sound interesting. It would be my pleasure.
Okay. So Fabcast, actually called Friday Anime Podcast. Get it?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So essentially, the whole point of Fabcast is that it's we as a group of bloggers, or random anime fans, we get together and we discuss what we love about anime. That's the whole point of it. That's why I call it Fabcast, where it's not we don't hate, we appreciate.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So yes, I mean, I'd love for you to come on that show. You can come on this show, and I can see why people look up to you.
Oh, no, stroke my ego more. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I already told you you're better than a certain director. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's in my favorites.
Yeah. And also, everyone should go meet 2DT. Say hi to him on Twitter. Ask him for manga recommendations. He gave me Nozoki Ana, which, by the way,
So good.
it's so good. So good. Complete tangent, though. I don't know if it's because of me being twisted or maybe because of a shirt and Tempest show, but whenever I hear the main character, Eiryu, I keep picturing Hanakana's sassy voice, from Tempest. Is that a bad thing?
Hmm? Oh, I like that. I'm going to mentally edit that from now on, because I like that very much.
I do like that. See, this is what happens when you work together. You make anime more fun. Or manga more fun.
That's true. Yes.
All right.
So, announcements?
Oh, yes, we'll actually talk about those. So, announcements. Again, this is Anime Audio Log, not Desu Ex Machina. This is Anime Audio Log. Joe would kill me if I didn't actually talk about that. So we still have our logo competition going on right now. So if you go to this link right here, it'll tell you exactly where to enter and exactly what we're looking for. But essentially, we want something that we can use to define our site. A logo, maybe a header page, something. Just give us a visual image that we can say, this is Anime Audio Log, and this is why we are so awesome. And yes, what you read here is correct. There is an Amazon Prize gift card. So essentially, it's money. Everyone loves Amazon money. So yes. And then in addition to that, we also have Anime on the Clock, starring Kivo and Akira. This comes on Mondays at 10 p.m., and you should check these guys out as well. They're hilarious. They know more Japanese than I do, and first and foremost, they're hilarious. Much more funnier than I am.
It's a great show.
It is a great show. You actually learn more in that show than you'll do here. Just on And so yeah, and then with these two so with the logo and this Anime on the Clock, I also recommend you go to the website as well. Anime Audio Log again. We do episodic posts. There you got Mondaiji. So if you weren't convinced on picking up Mondaiji, they've written some episodic content there, which would definitely convince you to pick up that show. In addition, they also have other podcasts going on as well. They have the manga podcast, the manga God Only Knows. I believe that's what it's called. I'm sorry, Crazy Dave. But yes, there's other shows over there as well, and you should check those out as well. And with that, it is now midnight here, and so I say happy Thursday and good night.
Good night.
Hey. So we're done, and I should